What's going on, everybody, and welcome into today's video. I'm super excited to be here with you because today we are talking all about execution, taking massive action. Not just any action, we're talking about taking the right actions. These are revenue generating activities. And everybody, the number one revenue generating activity that you possibly could be doing in the real estate investing business is being on the phone with sellers. Now, we've been coaching people for many years. I still to this day coach many people. And the number one thing I got to help people get over the hump of is getting the courage to get on the phone with the sellers. I need to help you become desensitized to this action because it's the most important action. I don't want you having any emotion here. I don't want you getting in your head too much. We've got to get you on the phone with the sellers because the number one thing that's going to make you successful is motivated sellers. If the sellers you're talking to on the phone on the day-to-day basis are not motivated, you are not going to make any money in this business. Why? Because as a real estate investor, you get paid to solve problems. If the person's not motivated, i.e. has a problem that needs solved, there's nothing for you to do. They don't need you. So we have to get on the phone and screen through a lot of sellers who are not motivated. These are the people who want to sell to find the people who need to sell. Now, when you get a seller on the phone, you can't just expect them to air out their dirty laundry and tell you all their problems. It doesn't work that way. So we have to be authentic, build authentic rapport, which we show you how to do on this channel, and then get them comfortable enough where they're actually going to talk about the why. The why is more important than the what. Why they are selling is more important than what they are selling, i.e. why they are selling, the motivation behind the reason for the sell is more important than how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and how many square feet the property has. Remember that. So I want you guys having 20 conversations a day, and you're going to need to go through a lot of unmotivated people to get to the motivated people, and I want you guys on the phone. And a great place to start here is just call people off Zillow. There are phone numbers on Zillow. I'm not talking about calling the realtor. Call sellers who have their phone number on Zillow. You can do a search through the filter. You can figure it out. I'm not here to be your tech representative. I don't know exactly where you click, but they are there. This is how we get a lot of people started. Find sellers. We don't know if they're motivated or not. You're not going to know until you pick up the phone and call them. Call sellers off Zillow and then do a quick search and sign up for these programs out there that sell for sale by owner data. Now, sign up for the ones that offer a free 7-day trial. Get in there and download as much data as you possibly can. And if you don't have the money, then cancel. Just do that. Right? So this is going to get you on the phone. These are actual sellers. You're not cold calling, just calling from random people from a phone book here and saying, do you want to sell? That's going to burn you out. I'm not telling you to do that type of cold calling. I'm telling you to pick up the phone and call people who are actually sellers. They're actually selling something. It's your job then just to get them on the phone. I want you guys having 20 conversations a day, and then it's to build authentic rapport and then find their why. The next step here is to make offers. We're going to get into making offers. When you're first getting this thing started, just get your butt out there and get on the phone and start to understand why people are selling. Why? That should be your goal every day, is just to find out why they are selling. You have to overcome this. You have to get to the place where you're good at finding out why they are selling. If you can't do this, you're not going to make money in real estate investing because you're not going to know the difference between the motivated sellers and the non-motivated sellers. We have to get to the place where we get the seller comfortable enough where you can ask the question why they are selling and they're not taken back by any means. They're not taken back or feeling any resistance in talking to you on why they are selling. So the next thing is making offers over the phone. Once you're comfortable enough to have a conversation with the seller on the phone, you got to get comfortable enough to start talking numbers. And a lot of times new people freak out because they don't want to offer the wrong thing. They get worried, what if the seller says yes, right, to your offer and things like that? Just relax. Make it loose for you. If you're nervous and you're too rigid, the seller is going to be nervous and rigid. Just keep it loose. So remember this word, ballpark. Always be talking in terms of ballpark. Well, what kind of ballpark are you looking for here? What kind of price range are you looking? Keep it loose loosey-goosey here, right? We don't need to try to pin down numbers and pull out the pencil and paper and calculator and figure out this exact offer. We are keeping it loose. Please keep that energy loose when you're talking numbers on the phone. And remember, you're only talking numbers after you understand why they are selling. You have to talk about the motivation first, and it starts like this. First, it's the house. Talk about how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, garage, basement, things like that. Lead that into why they are selling, and then you get into the numbers. The numbers have to follow the motivation. The motivation has to follow some general conversation about the house itself. So when you're making an offer, don't be all overly nervous because it's just loose. It's a loose conversation. And if you need just a general rule of thumb, just take the Zillow value, pull it up on Zillow, and times it by 70%. And listen, it doesn't even need to be you that's making this offer. In fact, I want you to get comfortable talking about some third party. It could be a partner, it could be a financial partner, it could be a private lender. When you're talking to the seller, you want to tell them, oh, you know, my partner and I want to run this past my partner. Oh, I know my partner is going to want to be around 125. Is that something you would even consider? Ballpark, they want to be around, I don't know, 125, 140. That's where my partner wants to be, not me. You're not the bad guy. Don't kill the messenger is the attitude when you're talking to the seller. Keep it loose and say, oh, I know my partner is probably going to want to be around this number. Is that something you would even consider? It's a very softball way for you to make offers, and it's not coming from you. Therefore, you're never the bad guy or bad girl when you're talking to the seller. So always rely on this third-party imaginary partner or lender. It's them. They're the one who's strict with the numbers. Oh, it's going to be tough to get this through my partner. They're going to want to be low. And you're feeling the seller out. And you're going to want to paint the picture. If we were to kind of be around this price range, but we can make it completely easy for you, where you don't have to do a million showings, it's not relying on appraisals or inspections and things like that. Ballpark, I mean, realistically, do you have some flexibility on your side? Flexibility is another great way to see if they're negotiable. So just say to them, I mean, are you flexible a little bit? If we can make it extremely easy for you, flexible. So remember these terms here, ballpark and flexible, because you want to talk in ballpark figures or in price ranges, and you want to talk about flexibility, and that's asking if they're kind of negotiable here, and then always lean on some type of third party. It could be a partner or a private lender, and they're the one who's coming up with the low offer, so it's not you. This way, if it's offensive, and you should be making offensively low offers when you're trying to make money in the real estate investing business, but it's not coming from you. Therefore, it's a don't kill the messenger type of attitude. And then finally, I have to throw this in there. If you're new or you're looking to scale your business, or maybe you're starting over, we've started over numerous times in our business. No shame in our game. We've made every mistake you possibly could imagine. You have to get good at wholesaling and novations. I don't want you guys studying every strategy under the sun and learning short sales and learning all these different land contracts and owner financing and, you know, all these different strategies. Just hone in on wholesaling and novations. That's got to be your cash cow when you're first getting started, because it allows you to make a lot of money without taking on a lot of risk. And you're going to get really good at making offers on properties that you intend to wholesale. And then you got to get really good at these novations, guys. Over 50% of our business is these novations, and we teach this. It's in our school community. It's linked below. You've got to learn this. It's just like a wholesale deal. You're able to make tens of thousands of dollars, but it's not costing you money out of your pocket, maybe a little money for some listing docs and some things like that. We'll teach you how to do it in the school community, but it's very low risk. Huge profit potential, huge upside for a very small amount of downside or output of your own cash. So that's where I want you guys focused in on, wholesaling and novations. So let me summarize. When you're first getting this thing started, you've got to get on the phone with sellers. When you're first getting on the phone with sellers, you got to just learn about their situation and understand why it is they're selling. When you finally get comfortable to talk numbers, keep it in ballpark figures and price ranges, and rely on a neutral third party. Rely on this partner or private lender. They're the ones who are coming in with the low offer. You're just the messenger here. right? Ask the seller if they could be a little flexible. That's asking if they're negotiable. Say, you know, if we could make this extremely easy for you, if we could pay you all cash, close quickly, keep it flexible, make your dreams come true, can you be a little flexible on the price? And you're going to find a lot of them say yes. But if you were just to come out and ask, are you negotiable? They're going to say no, right? So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Remember, be loose. If you're too rigid and you're too uptight, it's going to affect your negotiations and nobody's going to want to work with you because they're going to mirror your energy. They're going to be uptight if you're uptight. And then finally, stick to wholesaling and novations. I can't stress that enough. I don't want you guys taking huge risks. I want you guys generating big profits with low overhead. That's what this channel is all about. So everybody, join the Skool community is linked down below. I would love to work with you closer and get into some deals. I would even love to do JV deals with you. Nothing makes me happier than making money with you guys. And the link for the Skool community is down below. All your paperwork's in there, how to do novations, how to do wholesaling, and you could communicate with us directly through the Skool community. Everybody, get out there, take massive action, take the right actions, revenue generating activities, and I'll see you on the next video.